Hi everyone, so I want to talk about when your lace front does that annoying buckly stretchy thing, because I might have found a little fix for when it does it, but it does mean tampering with your wigs. So, earrings the wrong way around. I don't know if you can see, but I've never worn this wig. This wig was second hand, and when it turned up, it just doesn't sit right here. It's just stretched out. So the first things you want to do when you've got a wig that's doing that is you can tighten the straps in the back because that brings tension on the front there. But I don't want this any tighter because it's just comfortable as it is on my head. What it needs doing, it's almost like it just needs stretching at either side of that lace there to keep it flat. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take it off, and I am actually going to get the scissors to that lace front and some fabric glue, and I'm going to mess about with it. This wig was second hand for me, so it wasn't hundreds of pounds. I don't know whether I'd want to do it with a brand new hundreds of pounds wig, and if I've got a wig that's stretching when it's brand new like that, I'd be sending it back anyway. So we're going to take this off, we're going to go upstairs, and we're going to film what I'm going to do with it. I'm not saying it's going to work, and I'm not saying it's going to be perfect. I did it on a wig yesterday. I did it on a Raquel Welch wig, but the lace front was more extended, so it came down here. This is a shorter lace front. You can actually see it there, how it's just not sitting right there either. So we're going to see if we can do something with it for a more permanent fix, because I know you can get a bit of glue, bit of wig glue, pop it under there and just lay that flat for when you're wearing it. The problem with me is I don't like doing that because I just like to take my wigs off and on and off and on, and I like to just rip them off when I get too hot, whereas you've got to soak it off with water if you've glued it on. So I'm going to try and fix this so it does actually sit better. So let's go and see what we can do. Right, I'm hoping you can see what I'm going to do here. I want a pintail comb. I used just fabric glue that I got off Amazon, my wig, and a very sharp pair of scissors. And we're going to start interfering. This may or may not work. If it doesn't work, you'll never see the video. So, hopefully you can see what I'm doing here. Just going to cut that lace right in the edge. And then I'm going to cut it along there a little tiny bit. So what I've created is a little flap. And then what we're going to do, I'm just going to cut the hair off that lace because we're not going to need it. Ooh, it looks scary, doesn't it? Don't panic. So what we're left with is, can we see that? I made a little flap of lace. Then what I'm going to do, I'm going to pull this lace over that part there, and I'm going to glue it down. So what hopefully we're doing, we're creating a bit of tension hopefully in that lace front, and we're going to stick it right there. That's the plan, okay? So try and make sure you've got like strands. Right, this is where it's just going to get a little bit tricky with my hands, so I'm just gonna, I hope you can see what I'm doing. Slap some glue all over that. Put the lid back on in a hurry. Not that I'm doing a right good job of that. Get some little pliers, which are covered in glue because I did this the other day, and then stretch that lace. And yeah, you're gonna get glue on your fingers, it's tough. I need to just hold that. Oh, bugger. I've kind of got glue on the hair, which was not the plan. This is the most annoying bit. While you're just pulling things into place and just waiting for it to kind of take and stick, you end up a bit tacky. Is that even in view? Yeah, it is. So all we can do now is literally just sit and press this for a little bit till it starts actually sticking itself. And then, I don't want to let go of it. We'll leave it to dry. And then I'll try it on again. On the video, so you can actually see what it looks like. But for now, it's doing it, it's doing it. It is sticking. I'm just going to hold that a bit longer, so I'm going to turn this off and you'll see me in a bit. Right, so it's been, excuse me, 24 hours. I left the glue to dry overnight. What I ended up doing actually, it did stick in the end. You can see where I've just done that there. I ended up doing the other side as well. You can see what I've done there. And then that's just been pinned with a little bobby pin over it just to hold it overnight, and I just left it alone, so I've not tried it on yet. So let's see if that's helped. Oh, this wig's molting now. Just I forgot to finish just combing where I'd cut them bits of lace, so we've just got some loose bits. Right, let's pop this on and see what we've done. Let's just adjust those ear tabs. Right, let's have a look in my mirror. Oh my god, that's actually worked. What we've got a little bit of a bump. Excuse me, just obviously because I've pulled that lace to where it's not meant to be and glued it. We have just got a little bit of a bump of the fabric, but that's only something I would know. You're not going to see that, even if we took that. You're not going to see those little fabric bumps that I've made. But can you see? Let me just comb this out of the way. You can see where that lace is a lot flatter there. That's my little bump where I've just made the alteration, which is not noticeable whatsoever, just because of how I wear this wig. I'm fully aware that I'm not going to be pinning this wig back now like that, because that's going to be sticking out, which is fine. But it does mean I can wear this wig without the lace bothering me, because that lace is laying a lot flatter. Oh my gosh, I can't believe that worked. That actually worked really well. That worked better than one that I've done the other day, actually, because it's just created that bit of tension back in that lace. So yeah, it's not perfect, and like I said, I'm only doing this to second-hand wigs that I bought that haven't cost me hundreds of pounds. If you want to go ahead and do it to, you know, something, that's fine. But otherwise, this wig would have just sat on the shelf. It wouldn't have got used. It would have been wasted. Or I might have sold it on but then somebody else might have had the same problem and not worn it. I don't know. But that is sitting so much better. Yay! Experiment worked. The glue that I use is just fabric glue. It is waterproof, so you can wash your wigs with it in there. Depending on how much wear this wig's going to get, like on and off, I'm going to keep an eye on sort of how much they're holding those little spots that I made there. But they feel pretty glued on at this moment in time. I am super happy with that, actually. Right, so that is my little tip for tightening up a lace front. If you don't want to start cutting into your wigs and doing that, that's fine, because it is a bit risky. If this hadn't worked on this wig, it would have gone in the bin, obviously. So it's a risk that you take when you're tweaking stuff. But if you want to be brave, like me, and have a go, if it's a wig that's going to end up in the bin anyway because you think it's unwearable, because I've probably got another wig somewhere, there's nothing wrong with the fibres, it's just the lace is stretched out a bit, so I'll probably dig that out and see if I can do something with that as well. Because if it's going to make it wearable a little bit longer, then it's worth it for me. So, right, there we go. Have a good day, everyone. See you later.